get retold for months while others are forgotten by the next day, even though the second kind is often more useful than the first. That's not random. What makes information contagious has been studied for decades now. Let's start with the basics. Psychologist and marketer Jonah Berger, book Contagious: Why Things Catch On, identified the principle of social currency. People share things that make them look smarter or more interesting in the eyes of others. That's exactly why a rare fact gets retold and a banal one doesn't. The second element is triggers. Berger also showed that an idea lasts longer when it's tied to something from everyday life. One candy bar had deliberately linked itself to a specific day of the week, and mentions of the bar spiked on exactly that day because the trigger fired on its own without any advertising. The third point is about emotion. Researcher Jonah Berger and his colleagues compared articles from the New York Times and found that content triggering high arousal, awe, or anger spreads far more than content triggering sadness. Sadness, by contrast, lowers the desire to share. The fourth principle is practical value. Writers Chip and Dan Heath, book Made to Stick, showed that ideas are remembered when they're concrete rather than abstract. The line, "This popcorn has more fat than bacon and eggs," spread far more than the number 37 grams of fat, even though they're the same fact. It's worth understanding. These mechanisms can be used to honestly get a genuinely useful idea in front of more people, or they can be used to hype up something empty with no substance behind it. The second path usually burns out fast because there's nothing left once the retelling stops. So real contagiousness isn't built on tricks alone. It's built on a combination of genuine value in the content and an understanding of how people actually decide to share something.